Hello and welcome back to this week's Content Classroom. Lots of questions I get asked are based around how you can engage your audience. Right, first off, you know I'm a big fan of not following vanity metrics. So stop worrying about the likes, comments, and views, right? But if you do want to engage with your audience, as you should do, you can encourage them to engage with you in a more private manner. So for a lot of people, that's dropping you a DM and dropping you an email. Each week at the end of this video newsletter, I ask my audience a question, and it's usually something along the lines of, if you're putting this into practice, I'd love to hear from you. If it's the podcast, it might be if you've got suggestions about what we should be discussing on the podcast, guests we might have. There's always an ask of the audience. I've given you my time freely. I've given you my value and I've given you an ad. What can I have back from you that really makes things worthwhile? And a lot of people are really worried about making a sales pitch in that. The answer is don't need to make a sales pitch. The beauty of video-based content is that you're educating your audience bit by bit so that when they're ready to come to you, they will reach out. So just by reiterating the contact detail, it allows the ones that are ready to convert into customers, they've got the opportunity there to reach out to you and use that same message tool to get in touch with you. They know your preference now when the time's right. But you're also saying it's okay to just reach out and have a chat with me. And it makes it nice and informed. In the same way that when you write your copy-based posts, you should create one call to action. And it might be to click through to your YouTube. It might be to click to your website. My advice would be to simplify as much as possible. Sometimes when you have more than one call to action, people just do nothing rather than that one thing. It's very, very hard to decide what that one thing might be. And I've been guilty of putting 2 or 3 different call to actions in my posts. Hands on heart, didn't make any difference. Didn't drive people particularly to any of them. So stop doing multiple call to actions. Something I'm certainly trying to get better at this year is just honing down to the 1 or 2 things that I think are making the biggest difference for me. Experiment with them for the next month and then move on. That engagement piece is so much easier with video because you've got that eye contact with your audience. Whether you realize it at the time you're recording or not, you have the eye contact, you have their attention, you have their focus. And it's okay to make a little ask at the end of that, but try not to make it salesy. Try and make it something that engages with them. That means that you value their feedback and their input on what you've just said and open the doors to a genuine conversation. Who knew video could create a conversation? There you go. I will see you next week on the Content Classroom. Thanks. Bye-bye.